Every time you turn on the television set, you see an ad for some new kind of drug, and you run to your doctor and say, I have to have that drug, even though you may not know what it does for you. It's kind of a problem with pharmacies and the rest of it. Well, there's a play in town. It's going to be at the Marsh Theater. It's written by Jennifer Berry, who also stars in it. By coincidence, Jennifer's with us at this very moment. Nice to see you, Jennifer.
Nice to see you, too.
You're the playwright and the performer, and it's a one-woman show.
It is a one-woman show.
Yeah, okay.
It is about the rise of the antidepressant drug industry and the loss of my generation, which is Generation X. And I began writing this program, this play, because in the year 2000, I started seeing a crop of television ads come on my screen with women that looked just like me, women in their 30s, starting their lives. And it would show a woman down and depressed, and then all of a sudden, magically, some advertisement would come on with a particular drug that she could take.
A little pill.
Yes, a little pill that would solve all her problems, and then her problems were solved by taking a particular drug. And at the same time that I was seeing these crop of ads come up on my television set and in my magazines and women's magazines or any magazine that I turned to, I also noticed that many of my friends in their 30s were also going on antidepressants. And these were women that did not have any history of mental illness or any problems that I knew of in the past, that just said, gosh, I don't know why, I feel a little down. And I went to my doctor and he gave me a free sample of this antidepressant or that antidepressant. And I really thought that this could drive a play. And so that's what I did.
And so that's what it did. Okay, the great pharma, the big pharma is the name of the show. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know they've got a problem until a commercial comes on and they say, you know, are you feeling depressed? Are you lonely?
Right.
Can't pay your bills.
Right.
And sort of seduces you into going to your doctor. And then the doctors, it seems to me, and you know more about this probably than I do, the doctors listen to drug salesmen, you know,
well,
legal drug salesmen.
This is exactly what happens, and I think the doctors are, I conducted many interviews when I was writing this piece. I talked to doctors, I talked to an advertising exec who did all the advertisements for antidepressants, and the doctors are actually in a pinhole too, because they see so many patients in a day, and they're pressured by the drug companies to give out free samples, and some of them sadly even get kickbacks from the drug companies about to promote their drug for
hopefully not too
gain.
Many do that.
Not too many. No, I'm not. I think doctors are actually kind of pinholed. And I will say that the other thing too is that a lot of times doctors are afraid of being sued for negligence of patients. So if patients come into a doctor and say, I want this particular antidepressant, and a doctor says no, sometimes the patient will leave their office. So they're they're trying to figure out the best way that they can too.
Well, that's the thing. The commercials that we see on television and the ads in magazines build up the need to have that
Exactly.
medicine. And so the patient comes into the doctor and says, I really have to have that X, whatever it is. You know?
Yes. I mean, this show is not putting down doctors or mental health care professionals. It's really showing how we're all under the umbrella of big pharma, and that advertising is actually marketing unhappiness. And, you know, the advertisements of these drugs, they're not peddling shampoo and mouthwash. They're talking about mind-altering drugs. And so I don't think that these advertisements should be taken lightly. And they used to not be advertised on television.
Right.
It wasn't until August 1997 when the FDA loosened their regulations that the advertisements were allowed to come through on our screens.
Yeah, that has definitely changed. All right, the name of the show is Big Pharma, and it stars Jennifer Berry, who's the playwright and performer at the Marsh Theater in San Francisco. The address of the Marsh again is
1642 Valencia Street.
Yes, I've been there. It's a nice little theater.
Yes.
It's an excellent little theater. Nice to see you, Jennifer.
Nice to
stay
see
away
you.
from those mind-altering things. Okay. All right?
Thank
Just drink
you.
water. That's good for
right.
you. And thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.